trying this again. This is part 6 of evidence. The first one is earthquakes. This is going to be kind of a short thing, but apparently we have earthquakes so severe right now and so common, happening so often, that it literally threw the planet off its axis. Barely, but still. And now the days are shorter. Barely, but still. Biblical, right? I mean, it does say that the whole planet is going to, be burned up and destroyed, so it's a little interesting. Anyway, and I think these are like birth time things, a little warning, like preview of the future. But the fact that it threw it off its axis is terrifying. And then the second one is signs and wonders. I am going to recommend everyone go check out a channel called Viral Now. It has just like a collection of all these really weird things. I mean, some of them are, ghosts or whatever dumb thing, but most of it is signs and wonders. Most of it's things in the sky, whether it's UFOs, which in my personal opinion are demons, whether it's angels in the sky, whether it's these like bright walking things in the middle of fields and stuff like that. And I mean, there's been dozens of these sightings of these bright human-shaped light, ball of the walking light, essentially. Which, if you know anything about the dreams and visions people have had, a lot of people are seeing people like that, where we're just balls of light. Not to mention, remember how rare ball lightning was? I've heard hundreds of stories recently of people seeing ball lightning. I've seen ball lightning one time my entire life. I was on an airplane, and it was a really weird event then, and I couldn't figure it out because I'd never seen it before. And I'm one of those people who wanted. I literally used to make jokes with God about wanting to die in a tornado. Well, not really a joke. Like, I legitimately want to die in a tornado because I want to see what the inside looks like, because it's supposed to be really cool. I've lived through a hurricane and been through the scary part of a hurricane and then seen the eye, where it's everything around you is chaos, and then literally the middle of the eye of the hurricane is just quiet, beautiful, peaceful. You can hear birds chirping, you can see the beautiful sky and sun, and it's just such a bizarre thing to be through. And it's while Hurricane Wilma was going through Florida. My mom and I lived in Boca Raton at a Residence Inn that ended up getting shut down because of the damage, and we were right on the verge, so we got quite a bit of the eye, but we got quite a bit of the hurricane destruction, but not nearly as much as like Palm Beach area did. Anyway, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, but I thought if the hurricane's that pretty, I'd love to know what a tornado innard looks like. I mean, we've seen like movies that kind of like show it, but not really. I don't think many people have lived through a hurricane or a tornado, I mean. So, I don't know. I just think it'd be a cool way to die. Stupid, I know. But because of that, I'm a big weather junkie. I have 2 weather apps on my phone because I like to check both of them against each other to see if one is more accurate than the other, because I'm weird. So, believe me, if ball lightning had been something commonly seen years ago, I would know, and it wasn't. There were maybe 5 claims of ball lightning my entire life until the last 2 years, and now there's hundreds, maybe thousands, hundreds that I've seen video evidence of. So that's weird. And I personally think ball lightning is actually angels or some supernatural, godly, or alternatively Satan inspired. I think it's one or the other. Mind you, Everybody thinks Satan's going to be like some dark entity. Satan was the angel of light. He's going to be beautiful. In fact, if you ever, just for boredom's sake in the next few days, since, we don't know what's going on, but I'm definitely pretty sure if Rapture doesn't happen, there's something serious coming. But either way, 3 days, if you happen to get bored, look up the testimony of people, celebrities especially, who've met Satan. One of them is David Draymond from Disturbed, one of my favorite bands. I know, what a terrible Christian I am, because I'm a metalhead. Sorry. I'm always going to be a metalhead up until death. I'll probably rock out with the Angels, with a guitar or something, maybe drums. Anyway. But David Draymond does mind you, he's Jewish, not Christian. But he had an encounter with Satan when his girlfriend died, and he talks about it. He does an interview about it. And in fact, it inspired the song Into the Fire. Great song. Y'all should look into it. Where he's basically being seduced by Satan to kill himself. Really good video. But there's a ton of these events, artists, all these people who say they had an encounter with Satan. All of their descriptions aren't some scary red demon, with horns. No. One of the ones that brands into my brain, and I think she was like a famous painter, who happened to be like into witchcraft. And I don't remember the event, what it was, but what I do recall is that she talked about meeting the most handsome man she'd ever seen in her life. And he just, poured compliments on her, just absolutely made her feel like the most beautiful girl on the planet. And she basically was asked to give up her soul. And it was then that, like, a little old Christian way, because again, she's not Christian anymore, that little light bulb in her brain went, oh my, I think I'm talking to Satan. And so she literally asked who she was talking to, and he said, and that was like confirmation for her. Hey, I'm talking to the devil here. And basically, he literally asked her for her soul. I think that's interesting. Anyway, point is, signs and wonders are happening all around. All these light things that we keep seeing in the sky, some of it could be government. I'm not saying they're not. We have technology that is mind-bending, like the concerts they do with dead people. Could they put that towards the sky and trick people into thinking that there are angels and demons walking around in the clouds? Absolutely. Could it be real? Absolutely. Either way, it's a sign and wonder. Either way, it's a biblical reference that's actually happening and important. And excuse my dog, I'm telling you, they're demons. No, I'm kidding. I'm completely kidding. But between the cats and the dogs in this house and the kids, every time I make these videos, I get interrupted, I swear. Anyway, point is, check out Viral Now, because there are a ton of videos showing these weird things that can only be described as signs and wonders. Some of it's optical illusions, like you see double suns, and that's just a horizon thing, where like the sun reflects on another part of the sky where there's a bunch of clouds, or not clouds, water vapors, and so it looks like there's a double sun on either side. That kind of stuff happens. Smog, it happens definitely in smog, because there's a collection of moisture in the smog. So that kind of stuff, you have discernment, obviously, but there's some of this stuff that's just too fantastical to explain away. And go check that out.